Don't you find it funny how in 2025 there's so many mental disorders than ever? Like, seriously, like, there's, like, what is it, depersonalization disorder or something, where you kind of just want to disassociate with other people. There's so much out there now where it's just very sad, because all these mental health disorders, they don't just suddenly grow on a tree. You know, they don't just magically appear. It's people who've been dealing with shit for a long time, where they felt like they're on this roller coaster, and it's led them all through this fucking peaks of going up and going down, and, you know, going loop to loop, and they're just fed up of this ride now. They're fed up, and they still see themselves in somewhat of the past of their problems, and it's because that the problems have not been dealt with. And the thing is, as soon as you're still living in the past, the more you're taken away from the present, because you're still there. It hasn't left you. The past is still in you. And in somewhat, I still feel like I've got cobwebs that I've still not dealt with. I've still not cleared these cobwebs up in my mind. And I'm alone pretty much all the time, 24/7. And I don't know where I'm going to end up. It's like I'm just letting life coast me through from one place to another. And I feel as though I'm on this roller coaster where I've got no control of it. It's like I'm in the passenger seat. And it's very scary because I don't know what to do. It's like things just keep replaying in my mind. And I keep thinking back to times where I should have done something. I should have stepped up to him. And it's this victim's mentality that I preach about all the time on this channel. And it's like I'm constantly fighting everybody, my past. I'm constantly fighting the system. And it's like I'm in a game that's rigged, that's I'm supposed to lose. And I'm trying everything to win. And it feels as though, okay, what happens now? You know? And people just expect that just because you get older. Well, you should just deal with it. But for some apparent reason, you being older is somewhat. It's now your problems are now less relevant because you're older, and that's very frustrating at times because, okay, yes, we've got more life experience, but it doesn't make the problems any more less relevant. And it doesn't surprise me why a lot of people depersonalise themselves. A lot of people disassociate themselves and they try to cut away from society. They try to separate themselves from other people. And it's like they're creating this barrier. They're creating this barrier where they don't want anything to do with other people, and they've put up this wall around them, and they've set up this comfortable place because they simply know that no one gives a shit. And I think in life it's very important to realise that nobody gives a shit. You know. And whatever problem you've got in the past, expect that nobody gives a fuck. You know. I'm constantly having days when I don't see a point. I'm constantly fighting demons in my mind. I'm constantly fighting, and it's exhausting. Because I don't know where I'm going to end up. And the unpredictability and the not knowing, the unknown, is terrifying. It's like I'm in a prison cell, and I'm just it's like I'm in the viewing window of my own life, and I'm behind this glass, and I'm looking at this person make all these stupid mistakes, all these times when he just fucks up and wastes the day, and it's like I'm screaming, "What are you doing?" And I'm having days like this all the time, when I'm just feeling lost. Like, I honestly don't know if I want to stay here. I don't know if it's worth the fight. I don't know if anyone's really gonna turn up in my life where I feel like someone gives a fuck. And it's just tiring. Because it's just me. It's like I'm alone in this desert. It's like I'm alone in this desert. No one's coming out to my aid. You know, if I want food and shelter, I've got to walk for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles, maybe even thousands, until I get somewhere. So I've got to play. I feel like I've got no other option but to just go to the deep end of my life and constantly challenge my thoughts and constantly battle my mind. You know, because I'm a very active person. I like to go for runs, but sometimes my mind just, it's like there's this other being where he's just saying, "What are you doing this for? No one gives a fuck if you do this or not. Who are you trying to impress? You're at this age now." And I'm constantly fucking fighting this person in my mind. You know, it's like I'm at a point right now where I'm out in the ocean, and I'm panicking, and I'm drowning, and I desperately need and want the air. I desperately want to swim to shore. You know. I know I'm just making generalisations here, but it's hard for me to describe how I truly feel. You know, because I've been felt like it's just you're on your own, kid. I've been feeling like it's just me. I'm left alone, and it's me who has to figure out how to get back to land. You know, because everybody likes to guide you. Everybody likes to think that they're helping, but truly, does anyone really believe themselves? You know, it's like you just get thrown these pieces of advice where you're supposed to be grateful. Oh well, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Oh well, at least you're not dying with cancer. You know, well, just get up and do it. I'm so sick of just pointless fucking advice. I'm sick of people like half in and half out. And I just feel as though I'm done with people. I'm done with society. If I truly want to just be okay with myself, I've got to just leave out most people. A good 99% of people in my life. Because I just truly feel like nobody really gives a fuck. And I'm just tired of just pretending that I'm okay. It's like I'm constantly... It's like... Say if you've got food. Say there's a bunch of dogs. They're all a bunch of pit bulls. And big dogs. And then you've got the Chihuahua. And he knows that he has to have that aggressive energy in order for him to fight for the food. Because it's like, the other dogs have got size. So the small dog knows that, well, I don't have size. So I've got to pull something out. I've got to be more aggressive, It's like I feel like I have to pull out different parts to myself where, okay, I might not be more talented than someone. Okay, I'm in my mid-20s. Maybe I didn't start at this age. So what do I have, If I truly know that the only way to really get somewhere now is to cut out things and maybe cut out luxuries and just, constantly throw myself into something and give up a lot of things what other people may take for granted. That's what I've got to do. Like, if I truly know that nobody really gives a fuck and it's down to me to get somewhere, I have to stop looking at, for help externally. I have to stop looking out, I have to stop, thinking that someone's going to be there to help me. Because I've always felt like I've got something in me. And I've started things and I've left too soon. But I don't generally feel as though I'm totally starting my life from scratch. I just feel like I've got to add on more and I'm picking up where I left off. I don't want to continue. I don't want to continuously go through this victim's mentality. It's what I'm trying to not be. It's what I'm fighting. And it's like, I truly, my true mindset, whenever I go out, when I'm around people, I think, fuck people. Genuinely, fuck people. Because I don't feel as though I've got all this what everyone else does. I don't feel like I've maybe got the social status or any other kind of status that they have. I don't feel as though I get treated on the same spectrum. I don't feel as though I get treated the same. So I feel like I'm constantly got to go in more aggressive. I've got to constantly dig deeper and spend more time on myself. Because I don't feel like I've got what they have, what other people have. So going back to what I was saying before, I genuinely understand why there's a lot of people in this world who who suffer with these things like separation anxiety, who kind of like want to just see themselves different to other people, different to maybe they're, maybe a lot of people who are felt neglected. Most people who have been neglected in life, that's where the mental disorders come. That's where the bad behaviour comes, where they have mood swings. That's where, because they're just venting, but it's like, if you neglect someone, if you don't treat somebody the same as everyone else, what do you expect? And I'm still in parts of my life where I don't feel like I've fully recovered from. I know the past is the past, but when you're that person who got left out, a lot of the times, it could be from when you was at school, college, whatever, didn't get invited to parties, you didn't, nobody spoke in the same light about you as everyone else. When you're constantly that person, it's like, what are you meant to do? So I truly don't really feel like I need to give my energy to anybody. I feel like I have to kind of keep all this in. I feel as though I've got to harness everything in, how I'm feeling my life. I feel as though I just have to keep everything in and not tell anybody, because I truly feel as though nobody gives a fuck. So that's just how I feel. Anyway, this is all I've got time for, and I just wanted to vent. I haven't done a video in a while, but I don't know. I don't really care about the quality of this video. I just needed to get this shit off my chest, and I just needed to just vent, but yeah, take care, guys.